Right, welcome again for next session. It is positive economics and normative economics. Actually, positive economic statements and normative economic statements. Why we call statements? Because in this session, I'm going to divide economic statements, whether it is subjective or whether it is objective, right? If it is objective, that means those are the theoretical concepts. We call it positive economics. We'll go. Right. Positive normative. Right. What does mean positive statements? Right. We'll put statement as well. Normative statements. Right. Positive statements mean the statements which are objective, right? It explains what happened. It explains what is happening, and it explains what will exactly happen in the future. What happened, what is happening, and what will happen. Will happen. It explains this, right? Positive statements are explain this, and these are objective. Objective, that means theoretical or theoretical. Right now, you know what are the positive statements, right? It explains what happened, what is happening, and what will happen. The statements which explains what happened, what is happening, and what will happen in future are called positive statements. Those are objective, that means theoretical. But normative statements are based on personal opinion. It explains what should be happen, what should be happen, what should be happened, what should be happening, or what should happen, right? That means here what should be, what should be. So what should be means it is based on your opinion, personal opinion, or we call subjective, based on you. Subjective or based on personal opinion, or it's an opinion. Let's put it's an opinion. An opinion. Right? You got it, right? Then Positive statements are the statements whether we can check the accuracy. Can check the accuracy. Can check the accuracy. It means should this be correct at all the time? හැම වෙලේම හරියන්න ඕනේද? No. It may be correct or wrong. Can check the accuracy. May be correct at some point, but maybe wrong or wrong. Not correct and wrong at same time. Maybe it is correct or wrong, or it can be accepted or rejected, right? So next one. Can check the accuracy, may be correct or wrong. Here, normative statements are cannot check the accuracy. Can't check the accuracy because that's your personal opinion. How it can be accurate? We can't check the accuracy on that. I'll say all the students should do commerce subjects, right? Because then they can easy to get 3 A's and they can enter to reputed government university and take a good high valued degree. That's my opinion. We can't say someone can't say you are wrong or someone can't say you are correct, because that's my opinion. It is my preference actually, right? Opinion or preference. Can't check the accuracy. මගේ කැමැත්ත කොහොමද ළමයි? හරි වැරද්දක් හොයන්න. මම කැමති කේක්. බත් කන්න නැතුව කේක් කන්න. හරි වැරද්දක් හොයන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. හැබැයි තව කාට හරි කියන්න පුළුවන්, if you eat much more sugar, you will obviously influence with or suffered with diabetics. I think ඒක හරි. හරිනේ. sugar වැඩිපුර ගත්තොත් diabetics හැදෙනවා. ඉතින් එහෙනම් that's a positive state. But my preference, I love cake. Then it is normative state, right? Accuracy. Can't check the accuracy. And here, the positive statements are based on facts. Based on facts. Oh. Right, I think since this is a recording, you can take those back, right? You can backward, right? You can backward and write it down because it was stuck. It's fine. You can backward and then write them down, right? Backward and write them down. I'm not going to write it again because you can take it back. Right. What I was telling about, positive statements are based on facts. Positive statements are based on facts. And normative statements are based on personal judgment, based on personal judgment, right? And let's give some examples for this, right? Examples. If it is based on facts, it is a positive statement. Then let's say, according to the weather report, according to the weather report, it is a dry season, a dry season, right? Because it's according to the weather report. There's a facts, right? According to the weather reports, it is a dry season. Oh, next one. There are 7 days for the week. 7 days for the week. Or let's say there are 6 days for the week. Is it become normative? No. Why? I told you positive statement can correct or wrong. If it is 6 days for the week, we know there are 7 days. Then it can be wrong. 6 days for the week. One can be accepted, one can be rejected. Doesn't matter. Both are positive statement, right? Got it? So many students doesn't know. Students do not know about this. Why? Because they think if it is correct positive, wrong normative. No, that's wrong. It is, even though it is accepted or correct or rejected or wrong, it is positive, right? Here examples. Uh, government should protect farmers. Government should protect poor farmers. Oh, here we can take one more. 2%. The economic growth rate is 2%. Economic or inflation. Let's say inflation. Inflation is 50% in 2022. Right? It says 50% inflation is not good for the country. 50% inflation. This is based on facts, right? 50%. But here, 50% inflation is not good for the country. It's based on my opinion. Is not good for the country. Right? So here one more. When it comes to economic theories, actually we know which one is related to theories. It is positive, right? Positive is related to theories. And which one is related to policies, economic policies? Lamai, economics policies are based on personal judgment mainly, because that's why the governor of central bank was changed, because Ajit Niwad Cabral's policies were not good. Even though he is an educated person, his policies are kind of weak or not good for the economy, not good for the Sri Lanka especially. But Nandalal, Mr. Nandalal, he is doing great with his economic policies. Normative is good for the preparing policies, right? Preparing policies. That means 50% inflation is not good for the country. Someone can say, no, entire economic inflation was higher than 50%. Then in Sri Lanka, 50% is good. It's his opinion, right? Opinion is made based on personal judgment, right? So that's it, right? You can take the short note first and go for the tute. Based on whether the economic problems are solved objectively or subjectively, field of economics is divided into two major parts. First one, positive economics and normative economics. Positive economics. Positive economics, descriptive economics is the economics that objectively study. Objectively, that means theoretically study what the economy is and how the economy works. It is based on purely facts rather than opinions. Rather than opinion, it is based on facts. This type of economics is made a positive statement which can be accepted. Hariyannat puluwan pute, wardinnat puluwan. Awulak naha. Accepted or rejected through applying the scientific method. Nikang me opinion eka mata hari wardi නෙමෙයි. This is based on scientific method. According to a scientific method, it can be correct. According to the scientific method, it can be wrong. Then positive statements are made without obvious value, judgment, and emotions. Here, there are no any personal judgments. There are no any emotions. It is the theoretical process, right? As an example, we can take inflation rate is 4.3 in Sri Lanka. It's long ago, right? Maybe in 2018 or 18 or something, right? Because now it is inflation is in 2022, it was 50% above, right? Unemployment rate is 4.2 in 2019. In here, we'll put inflation rate is 4.3 in Sri Lanka in 2018. Otherwise, you think, oh my God, how the inflation became 4.3, because it's like more than 50%, right? Those are the few examples. Then normative economics. Normative economics is also called policy economics. Why? Why we need normative statement to create policies? Economics policies are based on normative statements. That's why we need a good brain at Central Bank of Sri Lanka, right? It is the economics that subjectively argue. Subjectively argue, that means based on personal opinion, they argue how the economy should be, how the economy should be, or what ought to be. මොකද්ද හරියටම විය යුත්තේ? වෙන දේ නෙමෙයි. වෙන්න ඕන දේ තමයි මෙතනින් කියන්නේ. in this type of economics, opinion or value judgments known as normative statements are common, right? Normative economics. Normative statements are subjective, that mean based on opinion, only often without a basis in fact or theory. There's no any fact or theory. That's a opinion. They are value laden, emotional statements focus on value laden, emotional. Value laden mean ළමයි කියන්නේ ඔයාගේ විශ්වාසයක් මත පදනම් වෙනවා, right? It's based on your values, then emotional statements that focus on what out to be මොකක්ද වෙන්න ඕනේ. Examples. It is unfair to have invest more in infrastructure development by reducing spends on housing. Reducing spends on housing, let's say government has improved the investment in infrastructure. Someone will say this is wrong, this is not good, this is unfair, but someone say it is fair for the economy, right? It is based on personal judgment. The national minimum wage should be increased to 5,000. Should be increased to 5,000. මෙතන තියෙනවා unfair. These are the words that we can identify it is positive or normative. Because normative statement are it is unfair. Those words are regularly used. Should be increased to 50,000 as a method of reducing poverty. Right. Then there's a distinguish between positive and normative statement. We'll see. A positive statement describes the present status, past status, and future status of something. Yeah, sorry about that. Present status, past status, and future status of something. Normative statement describes the personal opinion, right? Not option. Opinion regarding something. Positive statements. These are statements provide the answers for the questions. What is it? What happened? And what will happen? These are based on perception of that person, right? Here it say what out to be. These are scientific. Positive statements are scientific statements. Scientific කියලා කියන්නේ මේ opinion එකක් මත නෙමෙයි, right? There is a scientific method to reject or accept it based on economic theories and subject knowledge, not based on personal judgment. These statements are used to explain a certain relationship among variables. Then if there is a certain relationship among variables, such as when price increase, quantity demand will decrease. හරිනේ ළමයි. අපි price එක වැඩි වුණොත් වැඩි purchase කරන්නේ නැහනේ. අඩු වෙන්නේ ගන්නෙ. When price increase, quantity demand will decrease. මෙහෙමයි. If it is a relationship between two factors, doesn't matter it is correct or wrong. It is positive, right? Let's say if our income increase, we become more poor. බැලුවටම ඉතින් ලොවෙත් එක වැරදි තමයි, right? It is wrong. When our income increase, it is we are not becoming poor, no? but still it is positive statement. Why? We can say it is wrong, then it is positive. Got it? So here, certain relationship among two or more variables, or explain about a certain incident, it should be positive statement, right? Then if it is about an incident, or if it is about the relationship between two variables, obviously don't think twice, go for positive statement, right? Positive statement can be right or wrong. හරියන්නත් පුළුවන් වර්දින්නත් පුළුවන් ඒකේ අවුලක් නැහැ. හරි ගියත් වැරදුනත් positive තමයි. Then normative. These cannot be tested scientifically. We can't check the accuracy because it is my preference, because it is my opinion. You can't judge it, right? You can judge your opinion, not mine. You can judge your preference, not my preference, right? You got it. Then there are some exercises. I'll send this to you, right? I'll send this to you, the exercises. There are two exercises for macro and micro, as well as positive and normative, right? I think now you have a clear idea about positive economics and normative economics, as well as previous session, macro and micro, right? Then catch you later in next session. I hope you will study and go through with these two sessions before the next session, right? Please go through the session, because in A level, we do not have time to postpone work. We have only time to do the things at the proper time, right? So then, see you in next session. Until then, goodbye. Have a nice day. If you have any problem, you can send me a message, right? The number, wait, before I'll put the number 07159874441. You can see, right?